This is Ken and I at the car park down by the beach in Tayport, just about to head out to Lucky Scalp. You see the car park behind us there? I'm going to head right down this weekend. You'll see the island out there. Lucky Scalp, you can actually see it now. And we can just walk straight out from here if you want. Probably just, we can head straight out and then cut back onto the beach. How about that, yeah? Because that looks like it's fairly out now.
Well, you can see across there,
yeah.
There's more water across on that side.
We'll know when it starts to turn, when you start running. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. I'll just show you this.
They realised they couldn't get back, and whether they'd phoned the Coast Guard or whatever, the Coast Guard saw them or...
Yeah, it's weird that it was done yesterday.
Yeah.
We're heading out today.
Yeah.
We're going to see Lucky Scalp there. Let's head down onto rocks. Make sure you put something on your feet for going across. Because even though it's all lovely and soft sand, it is actually got lots and lots of stones. And here, this spot, I think we'll just head straight over. What do you think? Yeah, I don't think it matters, to be honest. I'm just watching Ken there. I tell you, it's a lovely feeling, that soft, cool mud. I'm filming Ken because he may fall. Lots of little fish, if you can see them. What a beautiful morning. Absolutely stunning morning. You can see the island there. Ken's just come out the jungle. So where it gets its name from, wouldn't you believe, is Scalp, which is shellfish bed, I think it is. Yeah. Lots of mussels out there at one point. Yeah, and they use the word lucky because they obviously, you live down here, you were fairly lucky to go out there and eat them. There aren't any left. There will be mussel beds out here, but a lot of pollution. These were part of the coastal defence. Yeah, they're all over the place. You see them, and you'll see the stone blocks there. You see the Larick Centre? That's the other, what they call Scalp or area there. You can walk out to that, I'm pretty sure. This Ken's walking in the mud. God, that is just silent, Ken. Absolutely silent. Yeah, we have to get rid of them birds. They're far too noisy. So you see, from the car park back there, the big tree heading out to Lucky Scalp, it's about 2 kilometres and based on about 4 kilometres an hour. Should take us half an hour, maybe at the most 40 minutes. It's all perspective. And not only that way, they can get to see my bum. And the one thing about here is, before you go out, check the tide times. Yeah. You do not want to be caught. In fact, Ken was saying yesterday, there was a family out here had to call the rescue team to come out and take him off the island. The reality is that, you know, you can stay on the island at high tide. It's clear of the water, but if you haven't got any water, etc., there's no shelter. You just end up not in a good way. My friend Mark goes out here all the time. He camps there. And there was once where we had to go and bring him some water because he'd run out. But I think that was due to the amount of alcohol he'd had. You see to the left, the Tay there, and across on this side here you'll see Tentsmuir. You've never been out, Ken, have you?
No. It's a good one. We've got the day for it though.
Oh, perfect day.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
No, and I think that's a key one, is to try and get these early morning low tides. I think, well, based on this it's 9:40, but of course that'll be further down. So we're heading here, what time is it, 9:15? Just a perfect time. So we have plenty of time to get on the island and get off. We're going to get thick mud. And you'll see across here, you'll see quite a few of these little rivers. Oop. Skim. It reminds me of mud runs in the Navy. River coming up. Clean our shoes of mud. You can see Lucky Scalp, it's probably half a kilometre away. What are you saying, Ken? No, this is harder here. You look like you've done something. It's because you've got the slip-ons. If you pull it out, you're going to lose it completely. And you can see, just walk straight through. It's not that deep. Ah! No, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. I'm just filming Ken again in case he falls in. It is nice. You can feel it going out. That's the key one. It's going that direction. Definitely getting closer.
Is there a public toilet?
I think there's like a cafe. Yeah. I was at, yeah. I'm sure there is a public toilet. In Scotland, there's so many public toilets in Scotland. Some of them you would never go near. One thing you should never wear is Skechers coming across, because the mud will just suck them off your feet. I think it's the wet and expanded, Ken. These are probably the slightly better ones with neoprene, but with a hard sole. That's what you normally have.
Them in the house.
Yeah.
Couldn't find them.
Guaranteed, if you need them, you'll never find them.
And I'll go back and I'll find them. Interesting, I've got shells here now.
It is actually, and this is going to be a lot harder. And as we get closer and closer, it's probably going to be more and more stones. You can see the little sandbank there. The reason this was built up, obviously it was a sandbank at one point, but there used to be sailing ships who would come and drop their ballast here as well. And also salmon fishermen used to have a little house or cottage here where they would go for shelter. Yeah, and that, when they dismantled the cottage, they actually built the Folly. It was like a lighthouse on top. That was in 1850, something like that. You can see it. It actually sits quite high, Lucky Scalp. Not sure if you can hear that train going across there at Broughty Ferry. You can hear it here.
One of the big ones.
That's us just getting very, very close now. We're only about 50 feet away. This is us just coming up. Ken arrived. You see, it's probably taken us, what, half an hour, Ken, to get to here, roughly? Half an hour walk. And this is the area. See, when you come around here, you've got to be careful, because when the tide comes in, this gets deep very, very quickly. You see, it's just made up of heavy stone, little stone. Here we are on the island, Lucky Scalp, sandbank. There's lots of these banks, but this is only one that you can get on at high tide. We walk from our house out to here, and then we go to the back and fish into the deeper water. You get some decent fish as well. Good sea trout. A few years ago, I was out, and this whole lot was just covered in bloody plastic. So we organised a day out to come and pick up as much plastic as possible. P? Okay, I'll stop videoing. This is the back of the island. See that curve? You can see where the tide comes up to. Then across there, Tentsmuir and the beach at Tayport. Okay, this is Ken and I on Lucky Scalp.
Yeah, you want to check as well?
Yeah, I want you to check there.
Yeah.
So we're just checking. For some
Yeah.
reason, Ken's
It's
microphone's
picking up,
not picking up, so we're just going to use this one. Otherwise, you won't hear Ken's voice.
It'd be exciting as well.
So we're just going to head into the centre now, where the Folly was. Looked like a lighthouse. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. And it was set up. It's 33 foot high. This Folly. Now it looked like a lighthouse. Got a spiral staircase in it as well, on 2 levels. You come along, you're beginning to see where the tower used to be. It's about, I think it's about 300 metres long, 200 to 300. But at high tide, it's probably just this upper part here that you'll actually see. Still an absolutely stunning morning. What's impressive is that I've only seen one little bit of plastic the whole time I've been here, so if people are coming out, I think if the people are coming out here, Ken, they're definitely removing their stuff, I think. You know?
Oh, when they come out and stay.
Yeah, they come out and a lot of people sleep over here, camp.
Yeah, you could understand.
It's a beautiful little spot. This little bay here is lovely if you're bringing a canoe or whatever into here. And if you were staying overnight here, you could easily use this little swimming area, you know, in and out the water, quite safe. What we're coming up to here is what remains of the tower itself. There isn't a great deal. It was 33 foot high, had a little spiral staircase inside. It was demolished in 1979. Not a lot remaining. You see where all the rocks have just fallen down as well. But you can see the sort of curve inside here. It's a lovely place to sit and have a juice if you fancy it. Yeah. I used to come out here with my dad, well, mum and dad, we would all come out here for a picnic. But also we'd go here and we'd pop down there and fish from the back, because you get some very good sea trout, etc. And at that time the tower was here, but it was in disrepair and ready to fall down. And it wasn't that big. We also, my father and I used to come out here and shoot ducks, would you believe? A few times we mistimed the tide and ended up, I was on my dad's shoulders carrying the rifle, which I really enjoyed because he'd never let me touch it. Probably a good idea. So do you want an ice cream?
Yeah, I'm still looking for the ice cream van.
I think the ice cream van's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very popular though out here.
No?
No. Call me old fashioned if you want.
There's very few people out here. In fact, I can't see anybody. I can see people in the beach up there.
Yeah. Just watch your feet here as well, because there is a lot of quite a lot of adders, yeah. In my time walking, I think I've seen 4 adders in Scotland. One was dead, so I don't know if that counts, but the other 3, fantastic, absolutely beautiful. We've been very lucky with the weather, incredible. And you see this area here is full of water at high tide. But it's still a good scalp of land, even at high tide. You know, there's notes about a massive treasure here. And this is going back a long time, seemingly sailing ships going round to St Andrews, to the cathedral, and carrying gold. And it was dumped here, not here as on the island, but somewhere sunk. Yeah. I don't know if that's particularly true or not. I'm sure there were a number of ships lost round here. And you see them big lumps of stone on the beach there. They're part of the coastal defence during the Second World War. Trying to find an area that's not as deep mud. The only way is to go back up into the beach, I think, and we'll head round. See Ken, he's trying to avoid getting his shoes sucked off with the mud. That's us leaving the island now. And one of the things that catch people out quite a lot is this. You can see this. When the tide comes in, the water goes right round this section here. And even though you're up there, you don't notice it because it's quite a dip. And it's very easy to be looking there and thinking, oh, hey, it looks all dry here. But in fact, this area here can get quite deep once the tide starts running in. So we've timed it fairly well. That's the tide on the turn now. So low tide was about 9:40. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye on this area. If the water's up there and you think it's a bit late, you're going to get this deep section here. But you can just see here, this is the ultimate of low tide. And we're still up to our ankles, and you can see this level here. And across on Lucky Scalp, you wouldn't see this till it was too late and the water is round here. So that's Ken and I, we're on our way back now. Lovely little stop on the Lucky Scalp. Had a juice and a biscuit, it was very pleasant.
That's all you need, time-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. We have, one of the things is, what took us about half an hour, Ken, to get out. Yeah. I can't emphasize enough about getting the timing for the tides right. And there's lots of that online. You just go on and type River Tay tides, and there's the BBC has one. It'll tell you the low. And you really want to look at it and say, low tides at 9:40 today it was. Realistically, we got to the car park about 8:30. They give us plenty of time to walk out. Tide was fairly out and comfortable to be on the island. Well, thanks very much for watching us, and I'm glad Ken joined me today.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
I think we both enjoyed it. We're actually going to head back. I think we're going to do another walk, actually through the forest. I think our feet have had enough of the water. Well, thanks again for watching. You guys take care. All the best.